This is Ashley, and this is Yolanda. They moved here to the Spanish city of Zaragoza from the US. I chatted with these two Spain-revealed community members on my recent trip to Zaragoza. So if you're curious about life in Spain or considering a move, you definitely want to hear what they have to say about their experiences in these extended interviews.
This is Ashley. She's from the Spain Revealed audience. She's living in Zaragoza, has her own YouTube and Instagram, which I'll link down below so you can check that out. You've offered to show me around a little bit and have a chat about life here, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And I have to say a huge thank you to Ashley because the amazing places that we ate in today in El Tubo were recommendations that came from Ashley.
I'm honored to be the chosen one to show you things.
Yeah.
But I hope I do justice. It's a great honor, and I want to make sure that I represent this city well, because really I'm just an exaggerated tourist.
I mean, that's not true. How long have you been here?
I've been here for about 2.5 years in Zaragoza total.
Yeah.
And in Spain for almost 5. In April would be 5 years.
Okay. I mean, that's more than a tourist, Ashley. Go on.
Yes, but
I want to ask all about your story and about life here, but where are we first?
Okay, so we are in the center of Centro.
Yeah.
So Centro is the barrio, but this is the center of it.
Okay.
This road is called Paseo de la Constitución, and it actually stops right up here, and it becomes Cesar Alerta.
Okay.
And that just continues on east.
Okay.
But this actually used to be a riverbed for the Huelva River.
Yeah.
And 100 years ago,
yeah,
they filled it in and created an avenue for the wealthy.
The wealthy.
In the 1920s.
Because this is a beautiful little kind of park with a cafe here.
Yeah, it's very like, European Spanish feel here.
Yeah.
And that's why I think, the ambiance is great, the trees.
Yeah.
You have the bike stands, the e-bikes are here that you can rent, which are all over the city now.
The city bikes,
yes, we have a new bike program. Yeah. They're electric bikes.
Is it new?
Yes.
I didn't realize it was new.
Yes, well, they had the old bikes.
Okay.
Now they broke those down and now they have the new bikes, but this is a new electric bike program.
Oh, wow. So you moved here from where?
I moved here from Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember because we connected on Facebook from what I remember on the non-lucrative visa.
Yes, on the non-lucrative visa. My husband did the Google AdSense thing back then, and so there was a lot of will it work or will it not work, but it worked. The consulate accepted it as passive income. But this is an amazing bike program.
Yeah. Do you use this?
I haven't yet. Yikes. I walk everywhere. The city is so compact.
Yeah.
It's like a small city. It's a big, small city.
Yeah.
It's so compact that I don't need a bike.
Yeah.
They have a monthly program or pay-as-you-go program. It's on an app. And
it actually looks a little like the Madrid system.
Oh, yeah.
Which I recently tested and had some issues with. But I suspect in Taraga, things are a little less under pressure population-wise, and it's
well, they actually are. They're having growing pains.
Oh, really? They always have growing pains.
Yeah, with their tires and stuff. They're going to put new tires with...
Okay.
I just read in the paper that they're actually looking to put a new type of tire on the bike so that they would stand the use, because it's so popular that...
Well, it's a good growing pain.
Yeah.
So you said walk, and it's just like a little big city.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what's the population of Zaragoza?
Oh gosh, I think it's like 700,000. We're gonna
it feels an interesting 5th largest city, right?
Yeah, no, 4.
4.
We're beating Sevilla right now.
Oh really? Because I read it. Yeah, it can go either way.
Yes, well, right now we're claiming it. We're the 4th biggest city in Spain.
And so because this is what I find this really interesting. If people are looking to move to Spain, and I'm sometimes people are like, look, Valencia's there's so many people moving to Valencia, there's a lot of pressure in Valencia on housing, and I want to go somewhere maybe where there's not too many English speakers so I can really learn Spanish.
Right.
I mean, what would you say are the pros of living in Zaragoza?
Well, that's one of them, is that there's not a lot of English speakers here. You have to learn Spanish. You will be immersed in the culture. You will have to adapt to the culture. And everyone is so friendly. This is an immigrant-friendly city.
Yeah.
They have programs set up to help you, like free English classes through the town hall.
Yeah.
The schools offer
Spanish.
Free Spanish classes through the town hall.
Yeah.
The schools offer to the parents, to foreign parents, Spanish classes that are all free. There's the library has Spanish classes, and then they have programs to help you adapt. There's a Casa de Culturas.
Wow.
Which brings that you can go there as an immigrant and sign up for Spanish classes, and they have different programs to help with people the immigrants who need that type of help.
That support and more bikes, right? So there's a lot of these, and there's a lot available. Look, for some people it's a con. Not a con, but some people want other, their vision is different. They want other English speakers, but for a lot of people, they're looking to say, how can I find a place where I can go deep and really almost be forced to integrate in a way.
You have to.
Yeah.
And when I go to the store, people are always so friendly.
Yeah.
When I couldn't say, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal?
Yeah.
I was like, frozen in everything, but they would help me, and then now I can speak more Spanish, but there might be a word that I don't know. So I ask them, like, ¿Cuál es la palabra por esto? And they know, oh, this, and they're so happy to hear me.
Did you speak English? We're getting hilarious. Did you speak Spanish before you came to Spain? I mean, your husband obviously speaks Spanish.
Yes, it seems that it would be like, oh, she would be fluent, but no. I did speak some Spanish, but in our home we speak English. And so, yes, he's Honduran and he speaks Spanish. He speaks Latin American Spanish. So he has had some language problems of his own. Moving here.
Adapting.
And actually, because I speak Spanish with the Latin American accent, not with this Zaragozano, I don't say Taragota. Right?
You say Zaragoza.
I say Zaragoza. But my son, who goes to school here in Spanish schools, has the Maño accent perfectly.
Right?
He speaks local Spanish, and is proud of his Castellano. This is the Zaragoza Museum, which is part of the Roman walk that we have here, but it's under restoration right now. So we can't visit it.
Is it an old Roman, historically it's a Roman city?
Yes, it's a Roman city. Zaragoza is the guy who Zaragoza is named after. And so we have
the Emperor Augustus.
We have all sorts of we have all sorts of Roman things here. So this is part of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm in this park here and I'm looking around and I see these apartments up here, I think that in many ways, speaking as somebody who lives in Madrid, that is wonderful, but there's a certain intensity and almost like aggressiveness of a big city, right?
Yes, I lived there for over a year.
Oh, there you go, you know.
Yeah, we moved here, we came back here. This is our second visit here. But I lived there for 13, 14 months.
So you've had the kind of a bit of both. And when I'm walking in these cities, and often it's in places like, say, León or Salamanca or Valladolid, and they feel really livable. Like you could live on this park, you could live on one of these buildings up here and it'd be wonderful. But what's nice about Zaragoza is that, because sometimes I'm like, Valladolid, it might just, 300,000 or whatever it may be, I might be getting that really wrong. But I'm like, that's a bit small. But Zaragoza's it's big and small, but it still feels like a place where you can really live.
So speaking of moving to Spain, if you're curious to live here, I'm hosting a free webinar to walk you through the 7 secrets of a successful move to Spain. I'll cover your vision, timeline, immigration, finances, location, property, and your landing plan. The free webinar will be extremely valuable whether you've considered moving to Spain or are just curious to learn more. During the webinar, I'll also open up enrollment for my Move to Spain Masterclass, my signature program that I only offer twice a year, which gives those moving to Spain an in-depth roadmap on how to do it successfully. But whether the masterclass is right for you or not, join the webinar. It's loaded with free value. If you can't make it live, register anyway and I'll send you the recording. Scan this QR code or head to spainrevealed.com/Spain webinar to save your spot. The webinar is March 3rd at 6 p.m. Madrid time. Or if you click the link after that date, you can join the waitlist for the next one. I look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, it is. And to be honest, this is a fraction. I mean, you normally will see so many more people out here.
Yeah.
But it's a Saturday. It's this is a more traditional city. Things are not really open right now. It's still like the siesta hour. So much of life here is lived outside.
Yeah.
It's the type of community where you can really get to know people.
Yeah.
I mean, if I walk around this city today, across it, going to do my daily activities, I will run into people that I know.
Yeah, right.
Always, every day. It already happened after I left my house to come here. I ran into someone that I knew, and every day that happens. So it's very easy to just start to feel like you're part of this.
Yeah.
You're part of this. I want to integrate.
Yeah.
I am.
And you're going to be speaking
people
Spanish.
People know who I am. So it's like I can walk by and say hi and ¿qué tal? I'm so excited to see you again. And
that's great.
We left the boundary of Paseo de Constitución, which is the barrio that I was saying. It's like 19 blocks in a square. Yeah. And they have everything there, old and new, all kinds of trendy shops, gyms. I mean, every neighborhood, every neighborhood in Spain has the carnicerias, the fruterias.
Yeah.
a gym, a bakery, a panaderia.
So you kind of live in your neighborhood.
But this place has more of the shopping. For clothes as well. This neighborhood is a bit more expensive.
This feels kind of quite upmarket, right?
Yes, this is like $2,000-3,000 a month over here, usually.
$2,000-3,000 a month for apartments.
Yes,
for like a 2-3 bedroom.
Yeah, I would have to double check my facts, but from what I've seen, I mean, I know there's like a €3,000 apartment down here because I called on it for someone. So that's but they're very nice. Don't get me wrong. But the other side has 2 to 6 bedrooms. So you've got the whole gamut there for different size families. 2-bedroom apartment up to a 6-bedroom apartment. From 130 square meters up to over 200 square meters. And the rents run from like 1,000 to 2,000 or a little bit more than that. And then as far as buying a house, they have homes over there for like $250,000, like, you know, 220,000 euros, up to 1 million.
Should we check it out?
So there's a whole swath of options.
Tell me about the weather, because I've heard of extremes, I've heard of wind.
Right.
That's a knowing laugh. So
the wind has a name.
Be honest, Ashley. The wind has a name.
Yes,
So
the wind
when the wind has a name.
Yeah, it's El Cierzo.
Okay.
But I mean, is it here? It's
right
not
now.
visiting us right now. So it's not as terrible as people think it is. While I lived in Madrid, it was very hot, very cold, and very windy too. And I was shocked at how Zaragoza gets the reputation. But I don't think there's a huge difference in the climates living there versus living here. But Madrid is much more popular for people.
That's interesting because somebody's looking online and the people are moaning about the wind. It's interesting that your perspective is like, it also what plays into talking to actually people who live here and scouting trips and actually feeling it. So does it supposedly windy, like, is that a wind that crops up all year or not
well, it's on and off all year. So in the summer it cools you off. In the winter, it cools you off.
So
you feel a little bit colder in the winter. You feel cooler, and it's nice and refreshing in the summer.
So what's summer like? Like, what's August like in the city?
Well, August, it's kind of like the rest of Spain. It's hot. This August wasn't terrible. But I think Spain had a relief this summer. But in the last August, I mean, it was really hot. I mean, it's like an oven, People leave, though. They vacate the premises. And everything's closed. And if you're here, you're looking for things to do.
Well, it's not like a big roaring capital like Madrid or Barcelona. Does it kind of die in August? So it's okay to leave? It kind of empties out? And
it basically empties out. It's the worst time to try to move here is August. It is more of a traditional Spanish city. So if you want real Spain, you can have that here. But you can also have the whole metropolitan, and all the benefits of this type of city that Zaragoza, with the community and the bureaucratic processes are easier.
Of course,
driver's license, getting a driver's license is easier.
Pressure, right?
Less pressure on the system, less wait times for all of those things. That's why I say, even if maybe this isn't your forever home in Spain, it's your get started home, and hey, maybe you end up liking it.
That's an interesting perspective.
You can come here and get your processes done faster.
Get your Spanish going.
Yes, get your Spanish. There's a great Spanish school here. And the wait times for all the different processes are at the Extranjeros office don't take us long. Getting your driver's license doesn't take us long. I mean, I got mine over this summer in a couple of months. Start to finish.
Wow. I had to pay an agency to get mine in Madrid. It was impossible.
No way. No, I did it myself.
Ole! Okay, so we've just crossed out of the kind of the wealthy
Paseo,
area. Right. What was that wealthier neighborhood?
Los Sitios.
Plaza
Los Sitios.
And now we're heading into what could be called informally Las Damas, if you were searching.
Yes, when you look
trendier. I mean, it looks pretty trendy in there. That looks trendy.
Yes, it's trendy. It's trendy. They got the trendy restaurants, the trendy bars, the trendy stores. Yes, I think this is more of kind of like a middle ground.
Well, I see the building. It's not quite as. It's kind of like spacious. It's not tiny, but it's not like. 19th century Belle Epoque.
Yes, and I just I've helped someone find an apartment here that was a 3-bedroom. And then I helped a family with 6 kids and 4 dogs find an apartment here that was 6 bedrooms. Same street.
So how much was the 3-bedroom place?
Oh, they both ran about 2,000, 2,500. I would have to double check with them, but that was around-ish.
Even the 6-bedroom one, or that was more? Really?
Yes, it was under 3.
Under 3 for 6. So
We're
if you're
go
moving with 4 dogs, and I mean, you know, one thing I found is that when I started offering my courses, that for moving here, people, I just didn't think people would move with pets, and people. 50% of people in my Move to Spain masterclass move with at least a pet, and many people move with a lot of pets, like 4 dogs and 5 dogs.
Yes,
do you have pets?
I don't. Well, we have fish.
We have fish. Okay.
But I will say that Zaragoza has an initiative to improve the quality of life of pets.
Oh, really?
Yes, and so you can take your pets into the restaurant.
Yeah.
They have they're putting in dog parks in many different areas of the city within the parks that are already there.
Yeah.
When they're redoing the parks, they're building the dog parks.
Yeah.
They really are like, the mayor is really working to improve the pet's life here.
Well, you know, I often find, you know, that in these cities that aren't inherent hubs for people, right? Like a Madrid or a Barcelona, they kind of have to work a little bit, right? And that actually makes them great places to live because they're trying hard to attract people here. So they're putting in the dog parks, they're making, whereas in Madrid, it's kind of like New York. It's like, people are going to come. You know, we don't have to do too much here.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some proactive programs here going on,
so it's obviously pretty quiet here now in the street, but here's another trendy tapas joint. Okay. Yeah, this is obviously, Saturday afternoon, it is quiet. It'll get busy again later, but the shop.
Yeah, this will be packed. This sidewalk would be, I've come through here and not been able to get through. There's like a pizza shop.
Tonight, right? There's a gym you mentioned.
Yes, tons of gyms, multiple gyms through here. You have all the grocery stores here, Mercadona, Dia, El Campo.
And a lot of local shops,
Lots of local shops, and also smaller shops.
Yeah.
You want to call it mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
Some trendy little health food stores. You can go in and buy things by the weight.
Okay.
Even detergent and soap and
all
types of things here. That
this is a cool. Yeah, I see what you're saying about the neighborhood. And I should remind everybody, if you're not used to Spain, like it right now is 4:30 on a Saturday. So a lot of shops may open at 5, but a lot of them Saturday morning, and they're closed till Monday.
Yes,
so this
that's
is Monday morning. This will be busier.
So this is why I like this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because they have a grocery store here.
Yeah.
That's open every day. So for the North Americans who might be more keen on having their convenience.
Yeah.
They're used to like the 24-hour Walmart or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not 24 hours, but they are open on holidays and weekends.
Oh wow.
And Sundays.
That is kind of hard to. Here's another kind of cute cafe.
Yep. This is a nice place here called Ole. And then we have this store called El Rincon, which is from Zaragoza. Yeah. The pride and joy of Zaragoza, one of them.
Yeah.
And they have just started branching out to other cities in Spain.
I've seen this. I didn't realize
there are a couple in Madrid.
Should we check it out?
But this is one of those places where back in the old days, people talk about, I could take 10 cents and go buy something. Yeah. Well, I can give my kids €1 allowance every week.
And this is where they spend their money.
And they can come and spend their money here and buy a couple pieces of candy. Yeah. And they love it. They love it.
So it's effectively candy a granelo by the weight.
Yes, yes.
And this, you know, a traditional Zaragoza brand.
Yes.
I guess modernized somewhat.
Yep. I can buy something you want.
You're getting something? Oh,
My kids love the marshmallows.
Oh, really?
So, like they even have like all the covers open and everything. That's an adjustment to Americans. I mean, I don't know what it's like in New Zealand, but for us, it's like, can we close this, please?
Yeah.
So.
I thought you were going to use your hands.
That's a little bit
wow, that's super.
No, no. But these are the Spain marshmallows of childhood, right? Like
Spain marshmallows.
Like Colacao to me. Okay. I mean, oh my gosh.
I've never had a Spain marshmallow.
This is a Spain marshmallow.
They're called jamones de vainilla, vanilla hams. Throw an extra one. Throw an extra one in. I'll pay for them, and I'm going to try one. Throw one in for yourself if you want it.
Oh, that's fine. This is fine.
Anything else that you would recommend?
I love the bananas.
Yeah. I feel like I've had those in New Zealand though. Anything typical from here that?
Let me think.
Not right now. It would be maybe in Easter there would be Huesos de Santo.
Yes, like a Christmas or type of. At the one by my house, they have some things. They do have these things. Isn't this typical of Christmas in Spain? The polvorones.
Ah, yeah, the polvorones.
And
well, that's Italian.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Shows what I know. I'm just, like I said, a glorified tourist.
Yeah.
This isn't typical of Spain. This news to me.
These are.
Because I see them everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of international now.
Yeah, I mean.
These are typical. I mean, this is the typical, the frutos secos that you would get before your aperitif.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, I want to try that marshmallow, so let's... Buenas.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the kids come after school here.
Okay.
You get out of school, you go to Rincon.
Yeah, right?
Get a bocadillo de jamón.
Te pago con tarjeta.
Vale.
Reyes Magos.
¿El acuario es
No.
Ah.
Sí, eso es mío.
No hace falta. Gracias. So you say that the kids come here after school and get a...
Yes.
What do they get?
The bocadillo de jamón.
Oh, they have a bocadillo? Of course they
or
have.
a bocadillo de patata.
The tortilla de patata.
Favorita de, yeah, sí. My kids, my youngest son loves the bocadillo de patata y jamón.
Patata y
That's
jamón.
his favorite.
That's
My
like tortilla and
five-year-old.
jamón. And I also see they've got the potato chips a granel. Like, so you can get your own...
So you can get your own chips.
Ham-flavored chips and normal chips.
Mm-hmm. And we've got the Duraznos.
Pork rinds.
To mention that.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen, you know what? It's funny. I've seen these in Madrid, and I thought it was like I didn't realize that, I mean, this place was sort of historic to Zaragoza.
Yes, founded here in Zaragoza.
Do you know when? Like, is it like the original one?
I do not know, but
it's
I'm
popular.
sure that I can find out.
I'm going to try this. Do you want a vanilla jamón?
Yeah. Vanilla jamón. Nice.
I mean, that tastes like a marshmallow from New Zealand, but the ones from New Zealand aren't called vanilla jamón.
No.
So, it's pretty yummy though.
But it's nothing like an American marshmallow.
No?
Which I have at home.
Okay.
People bring me American marshmallows so I can make American treats like s'mores.
Oh,
because
of course.
you can't do those here with the ingredients that are here. So I always have my hoard of real marshmallows, but...
Yeah, real marshmallows, not these vanilla jamones.
Yes, these are my kids' favorites. They absolutely love these.
Yeah.
But it's because they're Spanish.
Yeah, of course. Now I'm just looking at the
Spanish
apartments in this kind of neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel very, I mean, this is nice, you know, it feels...
It feels livable.
Livable.
Like, hey, I can afford to live here.
Yeah, exactly. The other one felt like I'm going to be moving in. I've got to have like old money or something.
Yes.
But, well, or not. You know, it depends on your budget. But this feels like, yeah, as you say, it feels livable. It feels kind of cool. We got like this cafe. Should we walk? Which way should we walk?
We can go to Puerta Inglés and the favorite McDonald's that Zaragoza has.
Oh wow. Okay. I think I'm just looking over here. I'm curious about sort of these more sort of artisanal shops as well.
Okay.
So this is a pastry shop.
Yeah, there's lots of them here.
Oh wow. Roscon seasoned. Here.
For Dia de Tres Reyes.
The log. Hola, buenas.
Hola.
¿Qué tal? Estamos hecho un vistazo en el barrio. Oh, look at this mantequeria.
Very popular.
This is cool. An old mantequeria being sort of an old kind of convenience store, really, but with fresh, cured meats and things like that. Buenas.
Yeah, that's what's great about Zaragoza, the old and the new. You get this old Spain.
Yeah.
And then you get the new.
You've got a bit of everything.
The new modern side of Spain.
I love the smell in these places.
It smells like jamón, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does smell like jamón.
When you go into that section,
jamón.
When you go into that section like in Mercadona, and it's like, oh yeah,
it's like jamón.
This is jamón.
Magdalenas. All sorts of, international products. Truffle, confit, duck thighs or whatever. For cutting the meats. espinaler, which is amazing on potato chips. And yeah, I love how rammed with cheese and everything this cabinet is. And a large jar of potato chips. Yeah,
things are picking up.
It's true. Yeah. It's that time when
it's closer to 5 o'clock right
coming
now.
to 5 o'clock and things are starting to get energy. Isn't it incredible how that happens in Spain, where it can be dead, but there's well, I guess particularly in a place like this, there's a unity of rhythm, right?
Yes, there is. Yeah. I mean, you know what to expect once you are settled here. And you go out enough times to find places closed, you learn what to expect.
You wonder, like, is it metropolitan enough so I can get some good noodles or something like that?
It is.
And you've got a real blend in this neighborhood. So Kung Fu noodle.
Yep.
Have you tried it?
Yes, I have.
Is it
good? I came
good?
here first couple of days it was open. Yes, it's good.
Yeah.
They have a cool kitchen because you can see through the window and watch them make the noodles.
Ah, okay. So it feels like legit. It's not sort of too Spanishified.
It's super cool.
Obviously, there's less English speakers here than say in Valencia or Madrid. You know, and for people, they often do want to go deep and really learn Spanish and sort of be put in that position where they have to.
Yeah.
But they also want to have someone they can speak to in English.
Right.
So is there even a small English-speaking community here?
Yes, we have a few groups here.
Yeah.
There's a group that's organized, the Internations group, there's a gentleman here who organizes it. He's from the United States. They meet in Mercado Central. So it's like a local meeting in like a local hangout. Very Zaragoza there.
Yeah.
And then I have a group where I organize for like kids who speak English.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily that everyone in the family speaks English.
Yeah.
But it's good. I started it because more people are moving here.
Yeah.
From the US and their kids are struggling. Their kids are struggling to like feel at home because of the language.
Okay.
They don't know Spanish yet.
Yeah.
And so they need more, and they're older. I'm not talking about the preschoolers, the older kids, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, you know. And so it helps with the community.
Yeah.
And so we do things out, but everyone is international.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone has a couple languages in their home.
Yeah.
So we all have that in common.
That's nice.
But they want their children to maintain English.
Okay. Okay.
And so that's another characteristic of the people who join this little group, that they want their kids to maintain the English, but then you also have the kids who are kind of homesick and need that.
So there's enough of an English-speaking community. So, I mean, I still have my English-speaking friends, and it's like we want to go and have a beer and talk about things of our shared culture, right? In terms of like TV shows, you know, it's just like you connect over stuff, and that will always be a part of my life. So it is important, I think, to I mean, obviously it depends on your plans, but it is important to have something that you can kind of have.
And we have a Costco here too. If you want to meet English speakers, you just go to Costco.
You do have a Costco here.
Yes, we have a Costco here, and we always run into English speakers in Costco.
Why do people, you know, maybe because they want to have an authentic experience, but why do you find people want to move to Zaragoza?
Well, it's centrally located between Barcelona and Madrid.
Yeah.
We have the fast train, so you can get those two big cities that everyone loves in Spain.
I mean, hour and 20 minutes from Madrid to get here.
Yeah, exactly, but the cost of living is so much lower.
Yeah.
I mean, we were paying 2,700 euros to live in Chamartín.
Yeah.
And here we pay 1,500.
Which is a trendy barrio in Madrid. 2,700 euros for a 3-bedroom or something?
4.
4-bedroom?
Yes.
And what do you pay here?
1,500.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So we took a huge difference moving here, and that's one of our motivations. The other motivation were the schools. The schools here, they have a good number of schools here that have the jornada continua, which is where you get out of school at 2 o'clock instead of 5.
So you just, it's intense.
Yes. They go from 9 to 2, and then they can go home or stay for lunch, but they don't have to stay.
And so that you didn't find that in Madrid?
No, it was hard to find in Madrid. And so here we have a lot of schools like that.
And you like that because you can spend the afternoon and have lunch?
I like it because in the United States I was more of a homeschooler.
Yeah, okay.
It's like less time at school, more time at home. So they get out of school at 2, and then they might do an extracurricular at 5:30.
Yeah.
So it's a few hours to eat lunch, get their homework done, and then they go to their extracurricular like they're done for the day.
Okay.
They're not getting out of school at 5 and then going to the extracurricular and then having to do homework all night and then go to bed super late. It gives balance to their life.
Okay.
Which is why we say we moved to Spain, right?
Yeah.
For the balance.
Yeah. Cake away.
Yes, a little bakery. This is where I sent my husband with my kids.
Oh, really? What have they got? Mini tarts, crumble cookies, chocolate caliente, cookie churros, empanada casera, bun and rolls, café de especialidad. Very international selection of sweet treats. And so, okay, so people are drawn by obviously the cost of living. They want to have an authentic experience. I guess some people just like, there's work here.
Some people like the climate because we have seasons here.
Yeah.
The local people say there are no seasons here. But I think that if the leaves are changing colors and they're falling off and they're green and they're going through all the stages of the year, then we have seasons.
That's a season.
For me, it's a season. Being from the United States, the climate here is not that much different than...
Where were you living in the States?
In North Carolina.
Okay.
Immediately before I came here.
Okay.
So we had winter, we had summer, we had fall, spring, and we had that here.
Yeah.
For me, most of the year, the climate is very comfortable.
Yeah.
Very comfortable most of the year. You do have the cold. For like 6 weeks, I might feel colder than I would like. For 6 weeks in the summer, I might feel hotter than I would like.
Yeah.
But the rest of the year is amazing.
I mean, right now, like I'm wearing a few layers. I don't know how many degrees in Celsius, maybe like 8 right now or something.
Yeah.
You can feel a dampness, which I guess is from the river.
Yes.
But it feels wintry, and I like that.
Yeah, and it's not bitter cold.
No.
And people are out doing things.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not like, struggling to move or anything,
No.
I think the internet kind of blows it out of the negatives out of proportion when it comes to this city.
Well, I think when you're doing your online research, it's so hard for this, where to live. It's so hard to cut through the noise and the opinions.
Yeah.
And to be able to kind of come and walk around and also talk to people. I often say, like on a scouting trip, see if you can connect in person with a local group. And actually, if they've got a vermouth meetup or something, and they're open to it, go along and just chat with people in person. Ask them what rent they pay. Ask them how much their gas is, and what's the winter like.
Yeah.
Instead of just, just the Facebook thing. That's a starting place, but it can...
we actually have some buildings here who don't have the separated gas bills.
Okay.
So we don't have a big gas bill.
Oh, no?
It's included in our rent.
Well, I was going to say, so
that was
we know
another
your
benefit
rent.
to moving here.
Is there other ways that compared to Madrid, cost of living is less?
Well, restaurants cost less.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the grocery stores, but going out to eat is easier.
Yeah.
Things are not nearly as expensive here.
Yeah.
But it's the main thing is the rent.
Yeah.
That's what gets you wherever you go.
Yeah.
Whereas Bilbao, Madrid, Zaragoza, Seville, Malaga, Valencia, you're gonna pay lower cost of living here compared to all of those cities.
It's really true, and I'm glad you said it, because once you pull, I often see in the cost of living stuff that I work with for teaching, is that once you pull rent out, you'll find that a lot of places are quite similar.
Right.
Whether you're in somewhere in Galicia or somewhere in Madrid. And sometimes there can actually be more options in a bigger place that means you can live cheaper. But it's the rent that's going to, as you say, make the huge difference. So I was going to ask also about healthcare. It's something obviously people think about. A lot of people, as you know, non-lucrative visa, you have to have private healthcare, so you're going to be using the private system. How is it here?
The private system here with Quirón Salud is one of the best hospitals in Spain.
Yeah.
And we have one here in Zaragoza. The Quirón Salud in Zaragoza is ranked right alongside the top public hospital that we have here, Miguel Servat.
Okay.
So this neighborhood has a private hospital. It's not a Quirón Salud, but they do have a private hospital that accepts the private health, the different private health care. So I always tell people when they're moving anywhere in Spain to make sure that you live near a private hospital.
Yeah.
And if you have kids, that you know where the hospital is for kids, because some public hospitals don't have pediatrics.
Interesting.
I learned that the hard way when my son was 15 months old.
Yeah.
Went to the wrong hospital.
Yeah.
In an emergency.
That's a really good point.
And so I say, make sure you know where the hospitals are, and if you're not going to be on public health care, make sure you know where the private hospital is and that you live near it.
Yeah.
Because things aren't the way they are.
Yeah.
You need to make sure you're near the hospital that you can use.
Yeah, that's true. I get the feeling that here things are less under pressure. Even the train station felt like...
Well, the locals might not agree, so I can't, you always have like your own perception as a foreigner.
Yeah.
And then the local perception, so I always like to ask them what they think.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, I know here they do have like some protest in the public healthcare system.
Of course, yeah.
For the doctors feeling like they're overworked and stuff.
Yeah.
But the private healthcare system does not have that problem,
Obviously,
It's easier to get into, and you don't wait so long, and it's like that all over Spain.
Yeah, but you've had good experiences with private
healthcare.
healthcare.
We now have both.
Yeah,
we've had excellent experiences with private healthcare. Our kids have had their adenoids removed here, vegetaciones.
Okay.
They had them removed over the summer.
Yeah,
and very very top-notch care at Quirón Salud.
Okay. And you've had good experience in the public as well here, generally?
Yes, yeah, I would say it was comparable. It just took a little longer.
Yeah, the wait.
To wait, yes, because it wasn't an emergency. It was like my son hurt his arm.
Yeah.
And so you don't get prioritized for a hurt arm that's not broken.
No, of course.
But I had my baby when he was 15 months old. He had an infected lymph node.
Okay.
And we went to the public hospital.
Yeah.
At the time, we didn't know what we were doing. We were just trying to get him help.
Yeah.
And they took him right in.
Yeah.
And treated him. They admitted him into the infectious care ward.
Yeah.
He was there for 10 days and 10 nights. And yeah, the care was good. It was kind of at the end of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So that was stressful.
Yeah.
One person in the room and whatever at a time. But yeah, the care was excellent, and it was an emergency.
Yeah.
And they got him in, they treated him,
fast.
and they did the whole thing. Yeah. And they took great care of him.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. I know your family's waiting, so I don't want to keep you all night. We're losing light, so better time. Why not we go in and do a little supermarket tour?
Okay.
So this is a supermarket. I think people, I was. Look, my breakout YouTube video was a supermarket video, and I filmed it in like 20 minutes on the low key,
People
and it was like,
I
think because supermarkets are a little bit of culture. So I don't want to do anything crazy exhaustive, but this is a place you said, which I think is interesting, is open 365 days a year.
Voilà. This is a great way to get to know the culture when you're traveling.
What do people eat? Like migas.
Yeah. And Aragon.
And Aragon, well, from different parts of Spain. Is it from Aragon, or is it all over the place,
I think we have that restaurant here that's just from, because I had the impression.
Effectively breadcrumbs.
I might think everything's from Aragon, that's not.
Yeah. Fair enough. Tortilla de patata, is that from Aragon as well?
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. But I love it. I love these prepackaged. Sorry, I'm opening that on.
Yeah. Maybe we can find some Ternasco.
Yeah,
that I know is from Aragon. Or garnacha.
Pig's ear in a spicy sauce. That's what you get for, that's your microwave dinner.
Yes.
Pork cheeks.
Pre-prepared, but it's not unhealthy.
Cow's tail, like bull tail and red wine. Tortilla de patata, of course. Jamon, pizza.
What I love to show is the tuna pizza.
Is that weird for American?
That one gets me.
Tuna and bacon pizza.
But it's a favorite.
Yeah,
It's a favorite here, but that one gets me.
Tuna. It's true. It's not my favorite pizza topping, tuna. How do you find shopping here, as someone coming from the States where you kind of got everything? Do you eat like a Spanish family, or apart from the s'mores?
Maybe it's a mix.
Yeah.
So like for dinner, if we cook at home, we eat American style food.
What does that mean?
Well, whatever I would cook in the U.S., I cook here, and I adjust the recipes with local ingredients that I can find, because I change the measurements.
What's your kids' favorite American dinner?
Macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
That's not really a dinner; it's like a side item, but they love macaroni and cheese, no doubt. Both of them love macaroni and cheese.
And you can make it here. You're not missing anything.
I have to make it. Yes, we're missing it. I have to make it. I have to make it from scratch.
Because in the States, you wouldn't necessarily make it scratch.
Because we have boxes of macaroni and cheese that people like with the good cheese.
Yeah.
But here I get even better cheese here though.
Yeah, like it's better quality.
And I gotta shred it and everything else, But yeah, that's their thing. But after school, if we go out to eat, my kids are all about the tapas. They'll walk into a restaurant or a bar. You don't say that in the United States.
Yeah.
My kids walk into a bar and order tapas, and we'll sit there and eat them. I don't need to talk, I just need to pay.
Yeah.
Because they're just totally comfortable here, and they're totally accepted as the little humans with their own person, their own autonomy.
Yeah.
And I love that.
That's a great way you said it. I often talk about how kids are celebrated here, but I like that framing that they're like people. They're treated as people, not just like a kid who's like, they're making noise or something like that.
When we went back to the U.S., my 11-year-old was so annoyed because everywhere he would go, he wouldn't be recognized. He'd stand there in line, but because he looks like a kid, to them, they would ignore them because the parent wasn't around. But here, he could come into the store alone or with me and talk to the cashier, ask them questions, buy what he wants to buy, pay for it. He actually does that on his own. And he's treated like as if he's me, He's treated like he's an adult.
That's great.
With his own respect.
Your kids are bilingual, right? You speak English at home?
They are, yeah. they're not perfect, but I've heard.
Which is the stronger one?
Well, it's hard to say. My 11-year-old, totally, he seems fluent to me. He makes some errors.
In Spanish?
Yes, in Spanish. And then I have my 5-year-old who's learned to speak English and Spanish here.
Yeah, okay.
And so he's kind of like still learning both languages, really.
Of course.
He sometimes his accent, he gets things mixed up. It's very typical of kids who grow up like him, where he has his own little accent. When we go back home, my family notices it like he's so cute the way he talks. He doesn't sound Southern, Ashley, and he doesn't have an American accent necessarily, but he's kind of like rolls his R's a little bit, and he pronounces his vowels in a different way when he speaks English.
That's cute.
I don't even notice it, but
of course.
I think it's very typical, and he's having a completely different upbringing than my oldest.
Yeah. Who moved when you were?
Well, when we were 4.
Yeah.
When he was 4, when my oldest was 4, we left the United States, 4.5, and we went to Mexico.
Yeah.
And we lived there for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit during that time.
Yeah.
And then I had my second one there in Mexico.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Spain.
Okay.
During the pandemic.
Yeah.
So it was during the pandemic, we came to Zaragoza and it was dead.
Yeah.
There was nothing to do here.
Before you moved to Madrid.
Right. Well, actually, we went to Murcia from here. I absolutely hated Zaragoza when we first got here because there was nothing to do.
Because it was the pandemic.
I had moved from Guadalajara, Mexico, which is like the eternal spring of climate. I really never had to wear a sweater.
Yeah.
And I came here and it was like a shock.
Yeah.
And there was nothing to do with the pandemic going on. Everything was always closed.
Yeah.
And so we left. We went to Murcia.
Yeah.
We lived in Murcia City for 1 year, a little bit over 1 year. And then we went to Madrid for a little over 1 year. And then we came back to Zaragoza.
Okay.
And
it drew you back.
We love it here. We were always coming and visiting here to watch football games, celebrate birthdays.
Yeah.
We do have some family here on my husband's side.
Okay.
So we were never away from Zaragoza. We were watching Real Zaragoza games on TV.
Yeah.
My kids are big Real Zaragoza fans.
Yeah.
And but the cost of living, the schools, all of it, through the different experiences that we had gone through for the first 3 years we were here, we learned what we really needed.
Yeah.
And it was here in the city. We could live in the city center with the convenience, didn't need a car. I didn't have a driver's license yet. And so we could get everywhere here really fast.
Yeah.
You can walk almost anywhere in 15 to 20 minutes here. Or you can choose to take the bus, but it's not like necessary because the city is so compact.
So in a way, it took you kind of 3 years to figure, which gives permission for people not to feel like they have to get it right. First, it takes a while to know what you need. Like, you can figure a lot of it out, but until you're here, in Spain, you kind of don't, you're not 100% sure. That's why I often say people don't buy a house straight away unless you're really sure, like just rent and take time and...
You have your ideals, and then there's reality.
You know what I saw over your shoulder? I know you guys were living in Mexico, and I think I saw... Yeah, the international section here, right? So, good Mexican food in Taraga. Can you get real?
I was hoping you were going to ask this.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a Honduran restaurant here.
Really? Okay.
I can't remember the name of it.
You said your husband's from Honduras.
Yes, and they have great tacos.
Okay.
Great Mexican tacos there, along with lots of other food.
Yeah.
From if you just look up Honduran restaurant in Zaragoza, it's the one that comes up. It's called Meriendan, I think. They have all the Central American foods you could find there, and they cook it very well. They had the Honduran baleadas, which is a typical food from Honduras.
Okay.
But they also have Mexican tacos.
Okay. Which you said your husband is part Mexican, part from
he's 50-50.
Honduran? Yeah, 50-50.
Honduras.
Yes. So he's like... That's his restaurant, right?
Right. Yes, they know us there. They know us there. They have a nickname phrase for us. They call us the Honduran with the gringa and the 2 kids.
Yeah, okay.
That's another thing about Zaragoza. There are a lot of restaurants here from other countries.
Okay.
Because
a lot of immigration.
Yes, we have a lot of immigrants here from other countries, and they've put their businesses in here.
Yeah.
So we've got Colombian, Peruvian, Honduran, Mexican. I mean, there's all kinds of Argentinian.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really we have all of our favorites.
That's great.
For those.
What would you share about Zaragoza that I have? I mean, you've shared a lot.
Yes, I have, and I really love the community here.
Yeah, I felt that's really come through.
Yeah, I do, and I want to make sure that does come through, because without everything that I do with sharing the stuff that I share online, a year ago, all the expats, so-called expats, right, were posting about all the other cities.
Yeah.
It had nothing. Zaragoza, no, Zaragoza wins, Zaragoza heat. And
that's what you saw online.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but there's so much good here.
Yeah.
There's so much that overcomes that.
Yeah.
That little inconvenience. You learn how to dress, you know?
Yeah.
You learn how to adapt.
Yeah.
There's so much good here. Like you really just can plug in here and feel like you're part of it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the people here have been so good to us. Yeah. Not just in person, but also online. They help me so much. They help me with my Spanish.
Yeah.
They help me with anything I need to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel included, you know, in the community.
It's so easy to kind of like fixate on the wind when you're online and things like that, but it's not like you're married to someone from here, like you have to stay. You guys have changed around, so you're choosing to be here despite these things that people complain about. You're saying, no, this is great.
Right, we're all choosing it and we all love it here.
Yeah.
All four of us love it here. My kids love their schools and we love the city. We love all the cultural things that go on here.
Yeah.
Pilates in October, the football club, Zaragoza, all of the cultural things that happen. I mean, you can walk outside. Oh, I don't have anything to do today.
Yeah.
Walk outside, walk for 15 minutes, and you will find so much going on.
Yeah.
Something to observe, something new to see, some new festival or some new cultural activity that you had no idea was going on. Like today, they were doing some dancing in the street. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see it.
They were doing their traditional dance out there in the street for Christmas. Just going all around the city doing that, you know, like that's Spain, the culture of Spain. And I missed that when I lived in San Martin in Madrid because it was kind of on the outside. I didn't get that culture, you know, because I wasn't in the center.
The big city, but even in the center, because the center has become, I mean, depending on the neighborhood, but the dead center, a bit more touristy. It's gotten very dark. This really is a city where you can live a full life, even with kids, without a car.
Definitely.
If you're gonna travel, you're on the fast train line, and you can rent a car. Yep. And for you guys, it's working.
Yeah, we rent a car from the train station. Yeah. And then we go for the day, or a couple of days, spend the night somewhere, come back, drop it off at the train station, get on the bus, come home. Yeah. Okay. And much of your day-to-day shopping, school is just on foot. It's just on foot, right there where I live. Yeah. I go to the grocery store. Yeah. And then for school, our kids go to school, we use the bus. Okay. It's just 4 or 5 stops on the bus. Yeah. It lets us off right by the school. We get on the bus right by our house. It's very convenient. So as you walk along here and we see all this transport, I realize I forgot to ask you if you own a car. No, I don't own a car. No. No, we rent a car whenever we need it. And other than that, we use public transportation with the bus system. Okay. And the tram and bikes if we needed them. And so like you rent a car because you can live your life in the city even with kids on foot. Absolutely. Public transport. Yeah. And lots of kids even go to school here without their parents using the bus. Okay. It's a very safe city. Yeah. You feel that when you're out and when you see how people are living and how kids and teenagers will be alone, not causing trouble, but just hanging out together. And going to school, and going to school or just hanging out, you know, that they don't feel, they're not questioning their safety. They feel very comfortable here. Yeah. And if you want to go away for the weekend, you'll take the fast train or you'll rent a car. We can take the fast train or we rent a car. Yeah. I also wanted to mention that Zaragoza won the Access Award for being an accessible city. Okay. They won this award it's a partnership between the EU Commission and the EU Disability Organization. These two groups came together and issued accessibility awards, and Zaragoza won the Access Award. And as you can see, it's flat. It is. You can use a wheelchair here. You can use a walker, stroller. They've done a lot to make the city accessible to people. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I love the light of these kind of, you know, the way the city's kind of lighting up in the evening and people are coming out. Yeah. Then. Oh, here we go. I think we're having a parade.
Yeah. Is this traditional?
I guess. I've never seen it before. So many things are new to me. This is my second Christmas.
Oh, it's same Christmas too.
Yeah, so many things. I've never seen this before, but it's not unusual to come out here and just something happens.
Yeah.
You know, maybe no one can tell you why.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like, it's fun, and
especially when you're
it's exciting.
On foot, right?
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
You're in it. You're in it. You're not watching it. You're not driving by watching it.
Yeah.
You're in it. You're like a part of it.
100%.
Zaragoza is a city of 3 cultures.
Yeah.
Which I sometimes think, you probably already read it, but I sometimes think that's why
the Jewish and the Muslim and the Christian.
Muslim and Christian.
Yeah.
And I think that it's kind of like from the beginning there's been immigration and different cultures living together
in harmony
and getting along.
Yeah, 100%. But I think that's important what you said about people feeling welcome here. You know, that's important for people, right?
Yeah.
A place that wants people coming.
Yeah.
Instead of sort of feeling like, oh, the locals are pissed or, you know. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Ashley. This has been amazing. Thank you for sharing your pride and your knowledge about the city.
Thank you for coming, and I hope that you love Zaragoza.
I'm getting a really good vibe.
The life in Taraga learnings continue with Yolanda.
Thank you for taking the time. So Yolanda, I'm glad you made time for me to hang out and tell me your story. You know, it's always great to meet people who are living in the place and
it is such an honor.
Learn more. I'm curious to know kind of your story and where you're from and yeah, tell me.
Okay, so originally I am from the United States. I'm from Texas. I am from Houston.
Yeah.
And originally, I had never even heard of Zaragoza.
Okay.
But my youngest daughter, I have 3 wonderful daughters, and my youngest daughter moved here to be an auxiliary in 2016.
Like a language assistant,
yes.
You know, helping out
yes.
in the English classes at schools and stuff, which is what I did in France. That's where I met Yolanda, not Yolanda, Yolanda, my wife, similar name. Yeah. Okay, so she came here in
2016, and originally, you know, she was getting ready to graduate from college.
Yeah.
And she said, you know, I'll be gone a year. And then when we were like, you know, I was finally getting used to it, my oldest daughter said, I thought you said 2 years.
Yeah.
And then my best friend said, you know, she's going to come here, meet a guy, and never come back.
Yeah.
And
every mother's fear, right? Yeah.
I was like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
She met her now husband about a month or 2 after moving here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And now she's married and has 2 children, and
And so she moved here to Taraga. She was placed in Zaragoza. Like she didn't have a choice.
She never heard of Zaragoza.
Yeah, she wanted to go to Spain, and they go to Zaragoza. And often when maybe her first choice was like Madrid or Barcelona or
I think she was
Malaga.
like, she was like Andalusia.
Yeah, Andalusia. And then like Zaragoza, and you're like, I've never heard of it. Where is that? It's not famous. And I've heard stories like that, but actually then people think it's so amazing because it became so authentic in the experience.
Yes.
And in this case, she met her husband.
Yes, and so she was here, and you know, she actually was an auxiliary for I think 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And you know, whole time dating her husband, and they got married during the lockdown.
Yeah.
But I came to visit for the first time in 2018.
Okay.
So 2018,
first time overseas.
Yeah. I had met her. I met up with her in Barcelona. Didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so we were there for a couple of days. It was sensory overload in Barcelona.
Yeah.
I've never been to New York, but I kind of felt like that's what it would be like. It was just too much. And then I came here, and you know, I was still working full time in office.
Yeah.
So I was
you
here
weren't
for
planning to live overseas.
No, I had no idea. I didn't even think that was an option in life.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was here. I enjoyed it, and I went back home, and then I came back about 3 more times, you know, to visit. But by that time, I was working remote.
Okay.
And so I had a little bit more leeway.
Yeah.
But I was still working for, you know, a full-time employee for a company. And little by little, every time I would come back to the States, because I would be gone for like maybe a month, 2 months.
Yeah.
But every time I would come back, I would just feel the tension rise in my body again.
Interesting.
I could just feel it.
Yeah.
As I was landing back in the States. And
what was it about the States that made you feel that?
It was getting back to the probably hundreds of emails that I had, even though I was still working. But it was just the overall vibe.
Yeah.
There was a sense of peace that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And then just coming here to stay for a few months, when my daughter was pregnant with her first child, I came to, stay and help.
Yeah.
But I was still working for my company.
Yeah.
But it was just something that I just felt this sense of dread when I was coming back to the States and getting back to the real world, or I guess, so to speak, the real world. But in my last time before I moved here was 2023. I came here in the spring.
Yeah.
And I just I was in Madrid hanging out and finding, because I always find community wherever I am.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
Yeah.
And I actually happened to say out loud during some event.
Yeah.
I would love to live here. Madrid was where I wanted to move to.
Yeah.
And I said, I would love to live here.
Yeah.
And a lady out of the crowd of people that I don't know said, you need to talk to my attorney.
Okay.
And I said, for what? And she said, because you might have some options that you didn't know about as far as moving to Spain. Because I always thought that you had to be financially, like fiscally sound, like investments for, you have to be retired. Yeah. You have to be
rich.
A
lot of money.
Yeah. You have to have a specific type of digital nomad visa and all this stuff. So, I scheduled an appointment. I contacted an attorney like within a couple of days, and I had a meeting with him within 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. And he gave me some insight about my legal possibilities that I did not even know existed. And so I know we're walking on if you want me to continue to walk.
No, we'll just walk. We'll walk. And it's beautiful kind of where we're going.
Yeah.
Like, this is lovely. I love, walking along hearing your story. So, okay, so you found out about some, immigration path to move here, and then you're like, okay, well, this is an opportunity. I could move here.
Yes, and so once I talked to the attorney, and we laid out a plan, he gave me all the information. I still had to go back to the United States for a year. Yeah. And during that time, I actually, was that before? I'm sorry, I had to go back.
You're right.
I actually, before that, in 2022, I decided to give up my apartment and stop paying $2,000 a month in rent and started pet sitting full time.
Okay.
So I actually saved money and did not pay rent for a year and a half, no mortgage or anything.
So you could save up.
Yes, I could save up.
Yeah.
And I understood the logistics of doing that. And so now I've become known as the international pet sitter.
Now this is what you do here, right?
I have my own place here, but whenever I want to travel, whenever I want to go to anywhere, or even go back to the United States, I am not paying for an apartment or I'm not. Yeah, I pet sit.
Wow.
And it's been wonderful.
That's awesome. So 2018, you're like, okay, I could move here, and you made the move. When did you make the move?
I moved here April of 2024.
Okay.
And so it was a journey. It was a big journey for me. It was like, oh my God, I'm really doing this.
Yeah.
And getting everybody in the States, all my family and friends, they truly supported me. Yeah. And they were like, girl, you're doing this. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And having my daughter here with my son-in-law and now I have 2 grandchildren. Yeah. But it's been a change, and people are like, you're just doing so much. And I'm like, no, I'm just living here in Zaragoza, where I don't worry so much about a lot of things. I still work. Yeah. I still, but I have that balance now that I feel like it's okay. Like I will be okay.
You're still working, but you don't worry. Tell me what things you don't worry about.
I don't worry about my safety.
Okay.
It was such an adjustment the first time I came here. Yeah. And my daughter and her then boyfriend, but now husband, they had a little 1-bedroom. So I ended up getting an Airbnb that was close to them. Yeah. It was like maybe in a 7-minute walk. Yeah. And I remember walking back to my Airbnb from their place one night, and it was like 11:30 down some back alley. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? This is so dangerous.
Because back home, that would have felt like something you didn't do.
Yeah, you would not do that. Yeah. And after just a couple of steps, I was like, oh, this is this is okay. I feel safe. And there have been times when I've actually brought over some other family members to come and visit. I've brought a sister over here, and she had the same reaction initially when we went back to our Airbnb and going down a dark alley. She's like, "Oh, I don't want to do this," and I'm like, "You're okay.
You're okay.
Like, trust me, you're okay."
Interesting.
And not to say that there is not any dangerous situations. Of course, protect yourself.
You got to be sensible.
Yes, but overall, I have never felt such peace and so safe no matter what I do. I might get some looks because they look at me as like, there's that American, there's that zany American. Yeah. But overall, I feel safe, I feel comfortable, I have a peace of mind. Yeah. My lifestyle is not extravagant. Yeah. But in the States, just simply surviving and having a nice place to live would be considered extravagant.
Yeah. You got safety, cost of living are two things that feels like your life has gotten better here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And anything else that because I think sometimes people are interested in, well, how important is it I make this move? Like how is my life going to improve, in a tangible way? And those are two really tangible ways. What about, community is something you said, you said you're great at building community. So have you felt welcomed here? You've been here, a year and a half now?
Yes.
So how's the building of community been, and how,
So a lot of people, I talk about my stuff on YouTube, just talking about, being in my 50s and making drastic moves and really just reassuring women that it's okay to change the plan. Yeah. Not to live according to what society has told you that you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. And so with that, finding community, a lot of people ask about Zaragoza, especially as a Black woman. They're like, well, what about Black community? I'm like, if you build it, they will come. Yeah. But I find community, whether it's through different groups like Internations or Girl Gone International, and people actually, there's a couple of people in your community that I've connected with. Great. Yeah. That we're just like, hey, we're here, and you don't have to have something as far as community. You don't have to have something that's significantly built for you to still feel welcomed. I feel so appreciated and welcomed here by the locals, not just the expat community, but by the locals, because they know that I'm trying to understand. Yeah. They've seen me with my granddaughter. My granddaughter is Spanish. Yeah. That she speaks. That's her first language. Yeah, of course. So I want to understand the language, not just for the whole community, but also for my granddaughter.
Of course.
But I have built I've not only joined different communities, I've built different communities, and that I encourage women to just step outside, just go for it.
With community, you've really got to get out there and just kind of build it, grab it. And so you mentioned being a Black woman here, and this is a question I get sometimes when people of color are looking to move to Spain, and they're like, how's that going to be? Is there maybe not so much overt racism, but casual racism, or, what's been your experience with that?
So I have felt extremely comfortable. I have not felt the brunt of any kind of overt racism or biases as far as my color. Yeah. That is I'm not negating by any means that it exists wholeheartedly, especially for those that are from like Ghana, Nigeria, Senegal, some from Africa directly. Yeah. But for me, it's been, my American accent gives me a little bit more privilege, and I am not lost on that by any means. But also, I am a pretty outgoing person. I make an effort to be very involved in the community. Yeah. I actually started taking my first time ever taking a sewing class in Spanish. Okay. Yeah. And I started back in September because I've always wanted to learn how to sew on the sewing machine. Yeah. And so I decided to take the classes, and of course they're in Spanish. Yeah. But I never felt othered. Yeah. Okay. I felt completely welcome.
Who else is is it a bunch of Zaragozan women or something like that?
Well, and men, And
men as well?
Yeah, it's a bunch of locals there. Yeah. And, but I felt so very welcomed. Yeah. Even when I did like one part of the class that was like basically like a what they call it, like an immersion, like I want to teach you the basics. It was like a 3-hour class.
Yeah.
And there was like maybe 4 other students, and they were all locals that didn't speak any English and stuff. So I just had my Google Translate on. Yeah. But then even with that, something was lost, and I was like, you know what? Turn it off.
Oh, wow.
And they just were helping me, period. I didn't need the Google Translate.
And they were getting it, you were getting it understood.
Yes, because with the visuals.
Yeah, that's great. And how is your Spanish? Like,
I'm not good.
Okay. And you're owning
not
it.
The best. Not the best.
But you're working on it. You're connecting, and and this is a place where, you know, because a lot of people make this move with the plan to continue to build their Spanish, but it's true that there needs to be some kind of English connection at first if you don't really speak much Spanish. So you've found that it's not Valencia here, it's not Malaga, it's not as popular with people, other English speakers. So, but you've found it possible to make connections.
Very much so. The funny thing is this, because my daughter who lives here is bilingual.
Yeah.
Okay. But the thing is, when I'm with her, I forget any efforts. My brain just turns off because I know she speaks Spanish. Yeah. But when I'm by myself, I get by just fine. Yeah. And people are very forgiving, and I know some basic phrases, and you know, and I know how to do some basic communications, and I know certain questions. Like I know when I go to the grocery store, they're gonna ask me if I want a bag in Spanish, so I know how to respond to that.
Yeah, that's cool. And you know, I find about a big chunk of people who are looking to move with pets. Mm-hmm. So you're a pet sitter. You have your own pets?
I do.
You kind of can't, because you got to go and pet sit for other people's pets.
So I did have pets in the States, and my sister, I have one of my sisters actually back in the States, actually graciously allowed me to send my dog early to go stay with her while I was doing my discovery. Yeah. Now in the end, it turned out that the cost, because my dog is a pit a pit boxer mix. Okay. The cost and some of the rules here in Zaragoza were just a bit too much. Like she would have to be muzzled all the time. Okay. Yeah. But overall, yes, I've met a lot of wonderful people that have brought their pets over. There's a couple that I'm going to be taking care of their pet in a couple of weeks.
Here in Zaragoza?
Actually in Madrid. Okay, I don't pet sit usually in Zaragoza because I have a home here.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah.
But like they're from Uruguay. Yeah. And so it just, I mean, people from all over the world bring their pets.
And they find Spain welcoming, and obviously Zaragoza welcoming.
Yes. People love their pets here. And it seems that there's more opportunities for pet sit. That's not my source of income. That's how I am able to travel. Yeah. Okay. Like, you know, I went to France for 2 weeks and did a pet sit in Marseille, France. Okay. Oh, lovely. But yeah, people.
How do you find these pet sitting things? Just
trusted house sitters.
Trusted house sitters.
Yes. I once I found out about that back in 2022, and I was like, I could not be paying $2,000 a month in rent. Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. So, but even, you know, people are like, so you still pet sit here? I don't, here, if I do a pet sit in Zaragoza, I charge because I have a home. Yeah. But, like through Rover. Yeah. But, like if I want to go, like I'm going to go to Madrid because I do have I do the travel buddy experience. Yeah. And so, I want to go and try to find and find new experiences. Yeah. But yeah, if I go anywhere, I'm going to first, before I look for Airbnb or before I look for any other a hotel, I'm going through trusted house sitters first and foremost.
Trusted house sitters. And so, you know, I think it's important to have a clear-eyed view of a place like Zaragoza. You know, you're talking about cost of living. It's cheaper here. It's certainly cheaper than Madrid as well, particularly in housing. And you're talking about safety, which is a theme all over Spain. Yeah. Any not cons necessarily of Zaragoza, but things that somebody should be aware of if you're looking at, you know, moving here that might be, you know, knock a few points off it, or just could be issues for people. Anything you would share?
You know, you have to open up your taste buds. You have to open up your palate as far as what you think that you can and can't live without. As far as food, you will adjust. Yeah. You have to have an open mind and not think that you're going to have the same experience that you had in your home country. Yeah. It is, I know that it's very hard because people are like, I just want to recreate what I have here. Yeah. Well, if you
hear that from people?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. And the thing is, if you want to just come to another country and recreate the same, then you should probably stay where you are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is a new opportunity, a new experience, and just be very understanding that your language is not their first language in any other country.
And particularly maybe in a place like Zaragoza,
Yeah.
compared to say Barcelona or Madrid, you're going to find you have to maybe have a little more Spanish here. That's just the reality. If you want to,
Yes.
you're not going to have this massive English-speaking community. It's there, but it's not as big as maybe other cities.
Yeah. And so like I went to Valencia a few months ago,
Yeah.
and I was like, really trying to practice my Spanish, and they were like, what do you want?
Yeah, yeah. They're like, what do you want?
They were like, what do you need? Like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you speak English? They're like, we're an international city. What do you need?
And how have you found, how have you found, I don't know, the weather? Have you found any challenges around that? I mean, Houston is a pretty different climate, right?
It gets colder in Houston.
Yeah.
Zaragoza can get very cold. Like if you're in the city and you're coming around stuff and that wind hits you a certain way, it hurts.
Yeah.
But overall, as long as I have like my, scarves and all that stuff, I'm good to go. There is the adjustment of sometimes, depending on where you're living, insulation. Insulation can be
that's
very
a good
challenging.
thing to mention.
Oh my
So for
gosh.
housing, what would you recommend if someone's looking at housing here?
Okay, so one of the things that I always say is before you select where you think you want to live long term, build your checklist.
Yeah.
Have your checklist ready of what you absolutely have to have and what you're like, oh, it's not a big deal. I actually found my apartment a month or so before I moved here because I posted in one of the groups saying that I was looking for an apartment. I know that the school year was ending, and if you have an apartment that's coming available, I knew I wanted a 2-bedroom. I knew that if it was above the first floor, it had to have a lift. I'm not walking up 5 flights of stairs.
You were very strict on what you wanted.
I knew that I knew that I wasn't going to have a car, and it had to be within 10 minutes of the tram line and things like that. So I was very strategic as far as making sure that I had my list. So that way there's some things that, and I knew that I had to have AC because I'm from Texas.
Understanding the environment, right? Your checklist for Malaga might be or somewhere on the Costa del Sol might be like, I got to be 5 minutes walk from the beach. So knowing the location, understanding, what you need there to live comfortably.
One of the things that whenever I talk to women about them wanting to come and come to Spain, and they're like, I'm scouting for my home, and they're like, I have to be on the coast. And what I'll say is respectable, understand, but also check out, even if it's not Zaragoza, check out an area that is not on your list. So like if you're looking to move to Barcelona or Valencia, usually those are the spots, I always tell them, go check out a town or city and stuff that's not on your radar, just so you can get a feel. Originally, when I was planning to move to Spain, I was absolutely gung-ho that I was moving to Madrid. I was like, it's in great proximity of my being close to my family. But also, it was just great proximity.
And it's knowable, it's big.
And I'm an inner city person. I'm the type of person, like, I wanted to live right in the tourist area. But when I really sat down and looked at finances and all the considerations, I was like, you could be saving like $500 to $700 a month if you just went ahead and moved to Zaragoza.
I mean, housing, obviously, that's a big thing, right? You know, you save a whole bunch of cash just on the rent compared to here in Madrid, and that's real money every month.
Yes, and it was because I was so dead set on moving to Madrid.
There's a thing like, I was writing about this the other day about the kind of confirmation, I think it's called confirmation bias, where you've kind of, or is it sunk cost bias? So you've kind of gone down one path in your head, Madrid, right? I'm moving to Madrid, that it can be really hard to change paths to say Zaragoza.
Even you have tunnel vision as far as your goal.
Even if you kind of deep down know it's the right choice, but you've already committed so much mental energy to that thing. I love your idea of going somewhere that's not on your list. It almost seems like, because you get contrast, and Zaragoza for many people, not on the coast, not kind of like one of those classic Spanish cities people read about, is a really good option. I think to viewers, to be that kind of, it's not on my list city, but let me go and check it out. Let me scout it anyway and just see what I learn And maybe you don't move here, right? But what do you learn?
At least you know your options. You know that there's some other options. There's some other possibilities in which you thought was your destiny. What you thought was your destiny. You thought that this is how it has to be. You realize that there might be some other possibilities. I had a young lady that just moved here and stuff, because I do support women that do move overall. But of course, if they're moving to Zaragoza, I'm here. I feel like sometimes it's like, if I know you're in Spain and you didn't let me know, I'm offended. But no, there was a young lady that was actually planning to move to Barcelona. Okay. Because she fell in love with it like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, on holiday.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And that's another thing. We'll get into that. Yeah. But she reached out to me. We started communicating, and I just told her, I said, well, if, she said, I want to come to Spain and maybe have Zaragoza just be my soft landing until I find a place in Barcelona. Yeah. And I said, okay, cool. Yeah. Well, then she came to one of my meetups. Yeah. Like 3 days after arriving. Yeah. And she felt so welcome. She's like, oh, I'm supposed to be in Zaragoza. Yeah. Oh, this feels right. Yeah. But, her initial idea was that she was supposed to be moving to Barcelona. Yeah. There was no other plan. Yeah. But something shifted. Yeah. Does that happen for everybody? No, of course not. Yeah. But it's okay to adjust your plan. Yeah. Yeah. That's 100%. The big thing. Yeah. As you did. You adjusted your plan. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. And so what is the I don't know, anything else that you think it's important for someone to know about Zaragoza? If somebody's scouting around, maybe it's not first on their list, or they're curious. I see a lot of people curious about places where they can have a more immersive, authentic experience. When I first came here in 2018, I'll be honest, I was not impressed with Zaragoza, but I have seen the growth. Yeah. I have seen the potential. I have seen the city invest in the growth and welcoming and creating different projects and processes that really kind of showcases not just the local talent, but also inviting others to come and invest in the community also. Interesting. In what way? What specific examples? Well, for example, in November they had a jazz festival here. Yeah. I was not able to attend, but I know that they had a jazz festival, and just touting that. Yeah. They are bringing artists in. There's what is that? The Rock and Blues in El Tubo, where they bring in artists from all over the world. They actually had a blues band come in from Texas. I was so excited. Really? They were from Beaumont. I can't remember the name of them right now, so I'll have to get that to you. That's and also just last year when they did the immersion, the Holidays in the Park immersion last year, I think that was the first year. I could be wrong, but that was the first year. And now this year they're doing it again. Yeah. And it's just beautiful that they do this storytelling. They have creative arts, and now they have like markets, just regular like monthly markets and things like that that have like local artists come through. Okay. Besides, of course, the historical and cultural experiences that you have, like Pilates and all that stuff. Yeah, and that happens. It's true, and I get a sense that with infrastructure that the city is building, with like obviously the tram system is now 14, 15 years old when it came back. And they're updating that also. That's what I sense, with the bikes that are new, the electric buses that are coming. And I know that's all transport stuff, but I do get a strong feeling that the city is working hard to kind of like put its they're making an imprint. Yeah. I mean, now, and you've seen that change since 2000. I have seen it, and that's why I ended up moving here, because I felt it. I know when there's an energy here. When I first came here in 2018, there was a little confusion looking on their face, like, who is this black woman? What's happening? Okay. Yeah. But they've made some changes as far as cultural sensitivities or insensitivities that they had, as far as maybe some marketing of like certain food items or candy bars that were very culturally insensitive. Okay. But they've gotten rid of a lot of that. So there's like a growing awareness. Yeah, there's a growing awareness. It's a work in progress, and I see it, and I think it's worth investing your time and energy to know that in the time that I've been here, I think I've probably been scowled at like maybe 3 times. Yeah. And this is like since I started coming in 2018. Yeah. Maybe it was scowled at like 3 times. Yeah. I don't know if it was a racism. They were like stupid American. I don't know. Yeah. But overall, I feel safe. I feel welcomed. I feel protected. Yeah. During the blackout in May. Yeah. just at a total loss. I went to the grocery store and then I realized, because once the lights came back on, I went to the grocery store and I was like, oh shoot, the cards aren't working. They were like, oh, here, just come back. Just take your groceries and come back. Never would have happened in the U.S. That was such a shock, and I that happened twice where I maybe forgot my wallet and didn't realize whatever, and they're like, "Oh, just come back."
Did they know you, or it was
no? I mean, I feel like they knew. Well, okay, in one situation
they knew you around.
Me. Yeah, they seen me around,
but there wasn't like a strong thing. So there's a sense of. It's a big city, but it's still got that small town community trust or something?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Even with the groups like the Blah Blah Language Exchange that I belong to, I remember I would come and visit, and they were all very nice whenever I would go to events for like the language exchange nights. But once they realized that I actually live here now, they were like, oh, now you're in our Facebook group. Now that we know you live here, you can join our WhatsApp group.
Okay, that's one of the keys. The minute you get into a WhatsApp group, then you're connected.
In.
You're in,
you're
right?
In.
You got to get into local WhatsApp groups.
Yes. One of the big things that I always encourage, no matter where you're going in the world, is to find the community and understand also, because I've had to tell people this, understand, join the communities, find the communities, whatever types of groups that they are, but also understand that when you arrive, don't expect like a ticker tape parade, just like, oh, you're here, because people are living their lives. And so it's best to start communicating early before you arrive, just to say, you don't need to give your whole itinerary, but just to start communicating and feedback, so that way when you do arrive, people are more open to the idea of meeting up with you and investing the time.
So start connecting with community online locally before you actually make the move. I think that's a really great a really great point. Put the time in. Yolanda, do you have a car? I'm curious. No, right?
I am so
in Houston you had a car, right?
Okay, so the day that I moved to Spain, I had already worked it out and everything, but I sold my car, and that was the happiest day of my life, because I no longer have any car payments. I no longer have any car insurance. And that was running me about a good, easy $800 a month. So to not have that expense is absolutely wonderful.
And how do you get around the city?
Oh man, in Zaragoza, the tram goes from one end to the other, and it might take from maybe my daughter who lives on the south side to where I think the furthest I've ever gone on the tram is like to the Carrefour, the big department store, or like I guess what Americans would consider like close to a Target or a Walmart. But it might take 40 minutes. Yeah, about 40 minutes. But no, I walk. Now, I mean, when you're thinking about steps, I probably can put in like 15,000 steps easily.
Just doing your day.
Yeah, just doing the regular old day.
So, other aspects of living here around healthcare, how have you found that?
So for me, I did get private health care. It's been great. I know that the public health care here is better as far as the connection, connecting the information. With private health care, you have to bring your own file in to wherever you go.
It's true, because if you go to a private clinic, your file stays with that clinic. There's no kind of glow. It's not like in the system. That's a good point.
I pay like €1,200 a year. That's premium, and I have no co-pays. No deductibles. And that is just so. I feel so at peace with that. It's not a stress. It's another area that you're not anxious.
I'm
not going to be completely broke. Because if I strain something, break something, get sick or whatever, or have any kind of major health concerns and stuff, then I'm not going to be homeless because of a healthcare bill.
You don't have that fear. You mentioned price of healthcare. You don't have car payments. The rent is obviously cheaper here than Madrid. Just cost of living generally in Zaragoza. I mean, compared to Houston, tell me about that.
So
you don't have to give me necessarily numbers, but I'm just kind of curious about, how does it feel?
It feels
what's the difference?
It feels like my savings goes farther. The savings that I have, had I been paying rent in Houston or paying mortgage back in Texas or in the States, the savings that I had built up would have lasted me maybe a couple of months. Here, it could last me like 6 months to a year, depending on how I do my spending and how financially sound and how conservative I am with my finances.
Do you feel kind of anxiety around money?
I've had some restructuring. There's been some challenges, and that's what I do share with people. people.
That's great.
That, you know, there have been some challenges with adjusting and you know, changing and moving over here and finding contract jobs, especially with the new administration back in the States and all this stuff. There's been some changes in my access to great contract and consulting gigs.
Because of your location as well?
Because people do have a hard time understanding that I work remote and that I'm not in the States, but I still have all the same, you know, I have the legal right to work here and in the States.
Of course.
And people just don't understand that. They're like, oh, they'll have a posting for a consulting job or a contract job that says, oh, it's completely remote. As long as you're in this part of the United States. And I've been working remote for even when I'm here, so I'm used to working until, you know, 12, 1, 2 in the morning, and it's no big deal. It doesn't faze me because I've been working for a US company.
Yeah, of course.
That's just what you do. But a lot of times companies can't get past it. They can't understand the concept of either hiring somebody as a 1099 employee. They're like, no, you have to come into the office. It's like, I have a proven track record that says different.
I work well from here.
It says so, but overall, there's no matter, like there might be a couple of months where I may not get an assignment or I may not have a contracting gig at all. And I still feel absolutely okay that I will be fine, and I know that things are going to work out in the end. But had I been in the States and holding to that same standard, I would have had to accept just any job just because now now I work. When I work, I know that the company is going, well, for the most part, the company values what I do and they value me, and they have, there's a mutual respect. And actually, I feel like I always stay in the honeymoon phase.
That's great.
As our walk together is coming to an end, I ask Yolanda what a typical day looks like for her in Zaragoza.
On any given day and stuff, I get up about maybe 7 o'clock is late for me. But I like to get up early and start my day. And because I do work for US companies, it's kind of weird because usually I don't even go to bed until like maybe, you know, 1, 2, 3 in the morning sometimes. But I like to get up, get my coffee on my stovetop, no longer having a K-cup. And
you got the Spanish,
the stovetop.
Yes.
And I try to do walking like 2 or 3 days a week and stuff because I have a group of women that are here.
And you walk through this park, you walk through.
We'll usually meet like right here, but then like we never have a planned walk. We'll meet and we'll be like, let's go this way. So we're always discovering. I've been doing the walk now for a while, and I'm always still discovering different parts. Like, oh, I didn't know this canal was here.
And these are other women from the US or various places?
Various places. So the 2 women that I walk with the most, they're from the US. One is from Canada and one is from the US, from Chicago. But so,
go for a walk and then, and
then also like on certain days, because my daughter is taking Chinese classes, language classes right now. So one day a week, on Mondays, I usually will keep the baby, the 4-month-old. The other day I went to a recital. My
congratulations, by the way, on being a grandmother.
I know.
Second time.
My 4-year-old granddaughter just had a dance recital on Thursday. On Thursday. And so, I get to go and do that. So there's a balance. Me and my daughter had this talk before I moved here. I was like, look, I'm single. So I cannot be that grandma that's like here 24/7. So we had to talk about how I want to be close, but I don't want to be that close.
So you don't want to become the permanent babysitter.
But you know, it's great because my oldest granddaughter, I like to do her hair. So she comes over every couple of weeks. She spends the night. We hang out. We have our own little special thing.
That's great.
And so, in the average day, I will go run my errands. And I'm usually done with my errands probably by, I don't know, like by 1. I do my errands, and then I'll rest for a bit before I actually start going through emails for work.
Start working
for my clients
to line up with the thing. And so shopping, like shop in the supermarket, markets, like, you know, what is that like?
So I like to go, well, Mercadona is like my jam, but depending, like, you know, things that I miss, finding good cheddar cheese, I have to go to Kettle for that.
El Corte Inglés has cheddar cheese as well.
Oh, it's not the same.
Oh, really?
It's not the same.
I thought I was the cheddar cheese expert, but I'm not.
It's not the same.
Okay, great.
Costco has the bacon that I like.
Okay, there is a Costco here, right?
Yes, they just opened it like a year. They opened it in October of last year.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's like the big thing.
So you're mixing between like Spanish supermarket, you can get your bacon from Costco and
yeah.
And
I mean, I only go to Costco like maybe once a quarter.
Yeah.
And so me and one of the girlfriends and stuff will be like, we're gonna go to Costco.
Yeah.
And so when we have our little carts, everybody has a cart.
Yeah.
Like, don't think you're
like the shopping thing that you pull behind.
The thing, that you drag along and everything and stuff. It's like if you're carrying heavy bags and you're a newbie and everything, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And then obviously you start working and you're taking a trip to Madrid, so you travel around while you're here, travel around Spain. Have you done like Europe travel as well? Or?
Yes, like I said, I wanted to go and I was in Marseille for 2 weeks. I did a 2-week pet sit in Marseille.
You mentioned that,
and again, I'm working. I went to Lisbon in October for a week. I did a 1-week pet sit for a cat.
Yeah.
But I was working. I was also meeting with other community and all that stuff, and it's been great. But overall, sometimes people think that, oh, you're just doing this extravagant life.
Yeah.
It's not extravagant. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But also, I am still doing everyday things. Like most of the time, I'm sitting on my couch, maybe working and watching some trash TV.
Yeah, exactly. We do that in Spain as well. How have you found the food here? Do you eat Spanish food? Do you eat international food? What do you cook?
So the food here in Zaragoza is getting better. Like last night, we just went to a ramen place that was really, really good.
Okay.
The food options that were here in 2018.
It went right through your legs. So the food options are getting more international.
Better.
I mean, obviously there's always been local food. Yeah.
So I'm a creamy food person. I don't ever want to see bechamel again.
Okay.
Because I can't stand the croquettes now anymore. I've always been a creamy food person.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have actually really embraced making a lot of my own things. I mean, I'm a cook. I cook by trade.
Yeah.
I used to be a personal chef way back in another lifetime.
Okay.
But I cook a lot more because there are things that are just not available that I do miss from the States.
Ooh,
but also I'm eating a lot cleaner here.
Really?
Yeah. So like the other day I made tuna, like a tuna fillet for the first time.
Yeah.
I do a lot.
And you wouldn't have done that back home? Or?
Well, one is too expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, here it's like, I got like a whole fillet and stuff for like maybe €4 and stuff. Okay. And I was full.
So part of eating cleaner is like accessibility
to quality, good food that doesn't have a lot of preservatives. I do roast like a lot more vegetables here. I miss, like, one of the things I miss from the States is like certain crackers, but I've actually just started making crackers.
Okay.
Through chia seeds and flaxseed. I mean,
do
you have to do all that? No.
Yeah.
There's plenty of food here.
Yeah.
There's plenty of great food here. But also, I just to experiment and try different things. One thing that they don't have here, that they don't have a lot of options of here, is their like salad dressings. Yeah. So I've definitely started making salad dressings.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, do you think that's quite normal for Americans who move here, that their diet improves? Like, I don't live in the States. I don't know what the food system's really like. Okay. But do you think the food system here lends itself to eating better?
Okay, so here's the thing. Yes. One thing I do want to dispel this misconception right now is you're going to move to another country, so you're going to walk a lot and everything. You're going to lose a lot of weight. That's not true. Okay. That's not true. You can always eat yourself.
Yeah. You can top up the calories in other ways.
Yeah. The quality of the food, the accessibility. There are some things that are still very expensive. Like I went to the I like to go to the local mercado. Yeah. And I love to go and get like fresh ground beef, because another clue. Yeah. Hamburger meat is pork and beef. Yeah. And in America, they prefer the beef only. Yeah. So you have to make sure that you are requesting vaca only.
Yeah, that's true, because when I make hamburgers, I get them to grind it. And this is like typically to grind it up, and you pick your cut, which has the right fat quantity and things like that. So so the food,
I was fooled one
aspect.
time, and I got home and I was like, this is pork. This is not ground beef.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, when I went to the local local mercado, and I just went to the guy that does the chicken.
Yeah.
And I think I got like 3/4, and it was like 12 euro.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was like maybe 3 euro, 4 euro at the grocery store.
Yeah.
So you have to pick and choose.
Because it was maybe like a free range or like a more expensive one.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I'll be doing that again. But yeah, as far as my beef and my pork cuts, I will go to the local mercado to get that.
And you find it good.
Yeah. Yes, very much.
So yeah, so your life here, you know, you've got your walking, your shopping, your traveling, kind of like living a real life, but it sounds like a good life without some of those stressors. And I am curious about kind of like long term, like how do you see the future here? How do you think about the future here?
I am here on a 5-year visa.
Yeah.
Because I have family here. My son-in-law is from Colombia.
Okay.
And so there were certain circumstances that allowed me to go ahead and come here under that visa.
Okay.
And so I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah.
But this is home.
Yeah.
This is my home base, whether I go someplace else later on, maybe, you know, if I want to go, because I was born in Germany.
Okay.
But so, yeah. I don't speak German, don't ask. Okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, would I like to go and check out other places? Absolutely. But I feel
in Spain
like,
or in the world, or?
In the world. I mean, I can always go to different places in Spain, in the EU, but I feel like I found my home base for the foreseeable future.
Okay, so and you're open to where it might go. How about like Spanish friends? Like, does that feel kind of, you know, you've been honest about your language and that you're learning. Does the idea of having like a real Spanish friend where you're talking Spanish, does that feel possible? Does that feel far off?
I have connected with some wonderful people, locals that are like, I joined the Conversation Exchange, and I met a wonderful young lady that lives in Madrid. I'm hoping to see her when I go visit for 3 weeks in January. And I feel like my personality, I'm gonna make friends. And I am more embarrassed about my lack of ability to speak the perfect Spanish. But it's so funny because they'll say the same thing. They're like, oh, my English is so bad. It's like, we're talking. And it's not because my Spanish is good.
I'm so glad you said that, because it's true that language exchanges are a great way to connect with someone who's native in Spanish, for example, and you're both on the back foot in terms of the language you're learning. So there's an equalness there. So is that, do you think, a good way for people to build some sort of community with Spanish speakers in a place?
Yes.
Meet other people, meet Spaniards who are learning English effectively, and share that.
Yes. So to open yourself up to that and not be intimidated. I've actually met, there's a young lady that I met at the local cafe that, just downstairs from where I live. And I just came in one day and she was, trying to practice a little bit of her Spanish. And I was practicing her English, and I was practicing some of my Spanish. And we stay in contact. So I've met some wonderful people here that are like, I want to practice my English, and they are patient enough to let me practice my Spanish.
And you make friends that way as well.
It's been she's invited me out to events. Sometimes on a Friday night. She's like, hey, I heard about this band that's playing and stuff, and would you like to come? And sometimes I'm available, and and vice versa. And so that's so great that I have the ability and the resources just in my little neighborhood, just to say hello, and somebody else says hello, and then we just start talking and see what's possible.
That's great. Is there any neighborhoods you would specifically recommend people check out when they come to Zaragoza?
So there is such a vast, Zaragoza is so pretty much safe in the first place. And, I don't mean to, make it sound like overall like there's no crime.
No,
but
of course.
I know like there's people that live in the Delicious area. I know that there's some people that live in one of my friends lives like right by the Plaza Pilar. When she got it, she's an older lady, so when she got it, she was like, it's a gorgeous place. But when she got it, I was like, do you know where you're in the Party Central area? You know that, right?
You gotta be careful.
Oh, wait a minute.
You're not in it. Hey, so this has been great, Yolanda. Thank you for taking the time and sharing your Zaragoza story. So, I don't know. I just wish you the best of luck and congratulations on your move.
Thank you so much.
Un beso.
Oh, man. It's been awesome.
Yeah, and thanks for showing me the park. It's a beautiful park. Yeah, the Central Park. So we'll keep in touch, and thank you again.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Ciao, Yolanda. Ciao.